have to say I have been praying for her and her person for like 10 years now.
10 years.
Yeah, 10 years, so I'm really excited. We all couldn't wait for this day.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you just see them together, it's just perfect. Within the first 5 minutes of meeting them together, I was like, hey Josh,
They're gonna
be
get
taking her
married.
to Ohio.
Yeah.
This has been going on for about 6 months when they first got engaged. And it didn't really register what was happening until yesterday when we were at the rehearsal and Megan and Dad were walking down the aisle for the practice walk. And I about started crying because it just made me realize that I'm losing my big sister. And I just want to say that it's been amazing to see how Megan has matured in just the past year alone. I'm so proud of her and the woman, the beautiful and godly woman that she has become.
I knew he knew that you were the one for him, but it took, we had to get around you. We just met you. And so, but when it sunk into me that you were the girl for him, is he sends me a picture of her one day holding a real nice bass fish, and they've been out fishing together. So I told him, I said, Josh, she's not only pretty, she fishes. You better marry that girl.
We met through mutual friends. He lived in Ohio, I lived in Tennessee. First time he ever came down to visit me was my birthday weekend. And when I opened the front door, I was so nervous. But when I saw him, it was just like peace. Like it was just something I can't even explain. Like I was so nervous and so worked up. But then as soon as I saw him, it was like, everything's fine.
I think the first time that I really felt that way, I realized that she was the one, was we started talking about how we felt about our beliefs and stuff. And she answered a lot of the questions that I look in for a woman. And then she's pretty special. And so I fell in love without even realizing it.
Okay, open your eyes.
Oh my God! You're so gorgeous.
Joshua, I can't believe the day is here, finally here. This is the day I've dreamed of my whole entire life. But knowing I get to marry you and call you my husband goes beyond every dream I ever had. And sweetheart, from the day that we started messaging on Instagram, when we added each other on Snapchat, till I so subtly gave you my phone number. Every day with you has been part of my greatest adventures. I have loved you every moment, getting to know you and becoming your friend, up until I realized I was falling in love with you. I am honored the Lord would give me a man like you to lead me and protect me. There's no one else I'd want to walk through this life with other than you. Obviously at the altar. Love, Megan.
Dear sweetheart, first off, I just wanted to say that I am so grateful that the Lord brought us together. I honestly didn't know I could love someone so deeply, but I love you with all my heart. I am looking forward to spending my forever with you. You are the most beautiful person I have ever seen inside and out. Thank you for loving me and Riley. I'm so privileged to be able to call you my wife. I love you so much, Megan Leah Johnson. Love your hubby, Joshua.
You did great.
We were still just kind of talking. We had never even hung out yet. And then I had a really bad day at work. And he texted me, asked how my day was, how it was going. And I told him it was just a really bad day. It was hard and a lot of stuff had happened. And I had church that night. So I was in a rush trying to get to church and I didn't get to talk to him that much. And then when I got out of church, we had a really good service and the Lord really helped me with some things. So I told him about it. And he was like, that's amazing. He's like, I was praying for you the whole time and praying God would do something for you. And it was, it made me realize like I deserved that. Like I deserved a love from a man that would love me and pray for me in that way. And I had never felt that. Like I never felt deserving of that. And in that moment, it was just like, that peace just came back and it was like, okay, this is everything I've prayed for. Like this feeling, this security, and this love that it made me feel like that's what I've always prayed for and wanted in a husband. And from that moment, it was like, okay, this is something. Like
Your mother and I always have tried to stress that you should seek the Lord's will about who you would marry. And I remember telling you that if you would really surrender your plans and your dreams and ask the Lord to lead you into His will for your life, that He would answer you. And I believe you did that, and today we can see God's plan. Josh has a rare character that I can really respect, and I think the world of him. He's a hard worker, and he's got his priorities in order. And I have to admit, of course, that it helps that he loves to hunt and fish. But most importantly, I'm convinced he's had a true experience with the Lord. And because of that one thing, I was able to give you away today.
I, Joshua, take you, Megan,
to my wedded wife,
to my wedded wife,
to have and to hold,
from this day forward,
for better, for worse,
for better and for worse,
for richer and for poor,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love, to cherish, till death us do part.
till death us do part.
I pronounce that they are man and wife. In the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, you may kiss your bride.
I believe that we are one. I believe we will carry on. Yeah. To come. You are my weakness that makes me strong, yeah. I love this town, but I need to breathe. Yeah, we're all just wanting to believe. Yeah, we don't know.
See these hearts as if going from young man to women. that they're ready for this responsibility, because sometimes it's not easy. But I thank the Lord that we got a good roadmap that's an eternal one. And then we're headed back to that eternal place. And all these things is fitted in. We didn't see it from the beginning, but God has a perfect plan.